Hello, amazing art teachers. My name is Katie Rice and I'm a high school art teacher in Oakland, California. Excited to be here with you today. Today I have some organizational tips that I have found to be super successful in my classroom, some ideas to support student ownership and learning in your space, as well as a super cool semester-long project for those early finishers that my students love every single year. They can't get enough of it. They literally do more than what was asked, and it's amazing. So please make sure you like this video and subscribe to the Art of Ed for more day in the life videos just like this one. Good morning. It is about 7:30 and I am just getting ready to head to school. I'm finishing my coffee with my cat mug, of course, and I do have a little bit of a commute. It's about 35 minutes, but I really enjoy the time being in the car because I get to amp myself up with music, make sure I have everything ready for the day, and I can kind of decompress before a crazy day with a bunch of high school students. So I will check back in when I am at school. Hello again, we made it to the classroom. I will give you a tour later, but I typically get to school about 15 to 20 minutes early. I am not a morning person. I do not like to get up super early, so I like to set myself up the day before. So when I come into the classroom, I have a few things to do and then we can get the day started. A great routine that I have that helps me in the morning is sketchbook prompt do nows. So when my students come in every morning and afternoon, they know to immediately grab their sketchbook, and when the bell rings, there will be a prompt on the board. They have 5 minutes to draw something related to the prompt, and it starts everyone off on a good foot. It gets us in the creative spirit, and then it also gives me that extra 5 minutes if I forgot to do something. I can get it done in that quick time, and then we can all start at the same time. All right, when you walk in the room, these are my sketchbooks. Each one is labeled by class period. No, they do not put things back exactly, but you can see first period did a nice job. But this does show them ownership of keeping track of their sketchbook that they use every day. They all have their names on them. Students have decorated them, and they grab them every single morning to develop that routine. Again, on my classroom board, I have a side for my art design. Step by steps, we have the agenda for the day, the project, steps to complete. The other side is my advanced class, different examples of projects, what they're doing. And then a big part of my classroom is student artwork. I have student artwork everywhere because this is not my classroom. These are my students' classrooms. So I want this to be a space where they feel proud, where they can recognize themselves in artwork, that it feels like a light and airy and fun space filled with the work that they create. This is my storage bin haven. These are all basic supplies that students would need on a daily basis. Now, everything is labeled. It tells you exactly what it is. And again, what colors. Are they all perfect? No, but it helps keep things organized so they know what goes where. I also have a large population of English language learners. So by adding in colors, by adding in pictures of what should go in there, I have string. It really helps my English language learners reinforce what is in each one and what goes where. Students are responsible for getting their own materials and putting them back, and having a labeling system really keeps everything organized and easy for them to find and then put back in the correct space. All right, this is my counter where I put everything out for the day. We still have some advanced art things I need to clean up, but I want to show you that the labeling continues everywhere in my classroom. So in this drawer, we have tracing tools. It tells you what kind of tools in there, and there's a picture. Everything that's in the painting supplies cabinet, in the drawing supplies, so they know exactly what needs to go where. And these were super easy to make. I made them on Canva and then printed them, and you can see I just taped on top. Last but not least, Visuals are an extremely important and easy way to remind students how to do everything. So it tells them how to clean up their brushes. It's right by the sink. They really can't miss it. And 95% of the time, it really helps students remember how to put things back. My advanced class did a great job. It really holds students accountable that this is their space and I am here to facilitate and help, but they are in charge of the materials and their learning. All right, so my first year teaching, I realized really quickly how different of a pace everyone works at. And I had so many early finishers who had nothing to do because we were waiting for those that took a little more time. So I was determined to find a semester-long project that students could work on if they finished something early, if they needed a little break from our project, just something that they could kind of come back to re-energize, and then keep those early finishers working on something so they didn't have too much downtime and weren't bored. So after some research, I found artist trading cards, and they love them every year. It's one of their favorite projects. So all that's required is a card that is 2.5 by 3.5. Now it does take a little loading up front to cut all of these cards. I do get student helpers a lot, which makes it easier. But I have a bin at the front of my classroom, which has all these cards. So they have 12 cards to make in about 18 weeks. I found that this number pushes them enough so they need to consistently be working, but also doesn't stress them out. Now, we don't want to stress them out with a semester-long project because it is something that should be enjoyable and that they want to continue to work on when they get bored or need a break. One of the reasons why my students love this artist trading card project so much is I don't tell them what has to go on the card. They literally can put whatever they want. Of course, within school appropriate rules, but they can use any kind of material they want, so they can explore things maybe that they're interested in but haven't tried before. And you really get to see their personality come out with what they create because there's no boundaries. They get to make whatever they want, and that's part of why they love it, is they're so dedicated to making these little cards. Now, I do offer them the opportunity at the end of the year to trade them if they want to, but a lot of them become so attached to their cards that they want to hold on to them. And I have students tell me that they've kept them for a really long time because they enjoy them so much. Also, if this is something that you're interested in, the Art of Education University has some great magazine articles that explore artist trading cards a little more, so definitely go check that out. The high school that I teach at runs on a block schedule. So that means I have the same students every Monday and Thursday, and the same students Tuesday and Friday, and then every Wednesday, it switches back and forth between our odd block and our even block. So today I have my odd block, which means I have a 9th grade art and design class in the morning that is required for all 9th grade students to take to get their art credit. My second class of the day is 3rd period, which is my advanced art class. So that's an elective for our 10th through 12th graders to take if they want an extra year of art, a little more exploring techniques in medium. And then at the very end of the day, I have one more block of my 9th grade art and design class. Now, each class is about 90 minutes, which is a little long, but it really gets us to dive deep into whatever we're doing today. So we're gonna start out the day with my 9th grade class. They're a little chatty, but they are some great outgoing students, and I can't wait for you to see what they're working on. One thing I like to do in the classroom is have step-by-step directions on where we're gonna go for our project. So this is the project my 9th graders are working on right now. It is focusing on identity, so who they are, using symbols, and then areas of emphasis, using materials of their choice. So they're getting a little more freedom. So last week we started with an About Me brainstorm and this great thumbnail sheet from the Art of Education University. It just keeps everything organized so they have all of their little ideas in one place. We talked about composition, and then today my 9th graders are turning those thumbnails into rough draft sketches. I have some examples of what they did. So again, taking what they did on a little About Me brainstorm, turning them into thumbnails. Here's another example. So I'm really excited to see how they take those thumbnails and turn them into an amazing work of art today. Hello, hello. We just finished my first period class. They did really well today. And now it's the time of day where the students have a 15-minute break. They can go grab breakfast. And now this is a very crucial time in my day. I have about 15 minutes to switch over to my advanced class, but this is also a great time to go to the bathroom because we know teachers have very minimal time to go to the bathroom. So I may have to go make copies, I may run to the bathroom, and then I have to turn over the room to get my class ready for my advanced class. All right, I want to show you a little bit about what my advanced students are doing because this project is the first time where they really have creative control of whatever they want to do. So they started by picking a theme, again, thanks to AOEU for this great sheet that gives them all these different ideas of what they can base their art on to give a solid foundation. And then I created this graphic organizer for them that's glued in their sketchbooks. So what they're doing is eight layers of different materials. And I'm very hands-off with this project. They are exploring everything on their own and documenting their progress. So their first layer was liquid watercolor. It's an overview. They take notes in their sketchbook, and then how does the layer they made relate to their theme? And then they move on to drawing, and then tempera, and they move all the way down. So they're taking notes on what they like, what they don't like. You can see in this sketchbook, this is what this student was experimenting with, taking notes, and then her tempera. And then this is what she's done so far. So again, each student is making something totally different, but they're learning how to develop their style. All right, so for today, your word is lock, not luck, lock, L-O-C-K. So do that in your sketchbook. And then we are finishing your drawing layer, which I think most of you are done with. And then most of you have started your tempera layer. And then I wrote on the board to remember to experiment in your sketchbook. There's a notes part for you to experiment with what you did. That is part of your grade. So make sure you're just explaining like what worked, what didn't work, what you like, what you don't like. If you don't want to take notes on here, you can do it in your sketchbook. Is anyone past the tempera layer? Okay, great. But everything looks really good. If you have any questions, let me know. And we're just having a work day. All right, it's been a minute since we last checked in. After my third period with my advanced students, I had lunch. I always make a point to go eat lunch with my colleagues that I don't normally get to see. We really get to decompress and just chat about the day. We've been doing the Wordle together, and it's just really good to kind of get out of a space away from some of our students. But so now, thanks to my block schedule on my prep, I have 90 minutes to get done whatever I need to. And then I think if I have time, I'm going to go check in with our engineering teacher because our students completed these cute little 3D printed animals in a program called Tinkercad. And she's 3D printing them for us. Super cute. So I'm gonna go see if the 3D printer is working. Our school is pretty unique where in our students' 10th through 12th grade year, they choose to be in graphic design or engineering. So my class is a foundation. So we have done a few projects in graphic design, a few in engineering based on our little 3D animals. And so it's really great to collaborate with my engineering teacher and my graphic design teacher. During my prep, I altered my PowerPoint from this morning a little bit based on what I was seeing in my first period class. So what I did during first period was I noticed some students were kind of stuck. They didn't know how to take their thumbnails and put them into a rough draft. They were a little confused on what that meant. So during my first period, I walked around with my phone and with students' permission, grabbed some examples of students that did really well with what I was asking for. So students who were overlapping their ideas, students who were using composition techniques, I took those photos and I put them into my slideshow. Now, my 7th period is the last one of the day, so they're a little squirrely. I'll take some videos so you can see what they're working on, so you can kind of compare my morning class to my afternoon class. But We have about an hour and a half left of school. We can do it. We learned 4 different composition strategies. Click. And then what we're doing today is based on those thumbnails that you did. You're going to do a rough draft sketch in your sketchbook. Whoa, oh, too fast. If you get done with this, which I don't think you will, you're gonna have a conference with me. And then I don't think you're gonna start your final, but your focus today is to create a rough draft sketch. Go. Go. Switch sides. All right. Oh my God. So here's my example. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. Really quick rough draft. All right, it's 3:30. We did it. The kids are gone. I have a few more things to clean up to set myself up for tomorrow. And then I get to go home and hope that there is not any traffic on the way back, since I do have a little bit of a commute. And then I get to relax with my cat. Thank you so much. Again, it's been a long day, for spending the day with me. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to The Art of Ed so you can see more videos like this. Thanks again, and I hope you have a wonderful day.